definitely not in a rush. I also don't commit to things that I just didn't know existed 3 hours ago. So there's that. Where are you based out of, by the way?
Based out of Tampa, Florida.
Okay,
And I'll share a little bit about myself.
cool. I'm gonna take a chance on you. I should have went through.
What you just saw was a real example of someone that says, I don't make decisions on the first call. I literally just met you. Not going to happen. And then they pay, right? So, how can you replicate that on a consistent basis is the purpose of this video. And what does someone even mean when they say that? That's the purpose, right? When someone says that they don't make decisions on the first call, what they're saying is, I don't trust you, right? And you letting them escape that call, for example, letting them walk away is not going to help that objection. You need to understand that when someone says, I don't make decisions on the first call, that they're saying, I don't trust you. And the right thing to do is start talking about yourself, start talking about the business, start explaining how you got into the position that you are in today. You didn't get here through scamming people, right? So to explain this, explain how you got to the position you're in today, just nonchalantly, just start talking about yourself and start sharing why what you're doing is so important, right? And how important your reputation is, right? And speak truthfully, speak authentically, right? It's literally going to make more sense that you're in their best interest than if you're not, assuming what you're doing is the goal of driving the best result for somebody, right? That is the key here. And when it comes to, one call closes, right? You need to be pushy. You need to have conviction. If, for example, your friend was sitting on the side of the bridge, right, and he wanted to jump off, right? Are you just, going to let him jump, right? Or are you going to be pushy? Are you going to be demanding, right? And why? Because you know that person's making a wrong choice, right? So the key here is that you ask deep questions, discovery, right? I would assume in many ways you might already know this, right? Ask these deep questions to bring that conviction in yourself that this is the right fit for that somebody. Challenge them. Challenge them when it doesn't make sense. If they say that they're doing crazy numbers on Facebook ads when they say about how they're generating leads, right? Figure out, how crazy. Are you acquiring a customer for 20 bucks a pop, right? Why not just double down on that? Why even work with us? Figure out if it actually makes sense and challenge them about if it even makes sense, right? And and to get comfortable with challenging somebody, to get comfortable pushing at the end of your calls, it starts with the beginning of your call. To make yourself feel more comfortable and to make them feel more comfortable, what you're seeing on my screen is how I start my calls. I say, here's how I normally conduct these calls. I'll ask some questions to learn about your business, and there's really only three things that can happen. Either one, we're not a fit. Two, we are a fit. Or three, the timing just isn't right. And it's my job to figure out which one of those this is, right? And if I feel like something's holding back the business, I'm going to be direct and I'm going to tell you. Does that sound good? When you say that, you've basically just positioned yourself to where if you feel like something's holding back the business, that you're going to be direct and that you're going to tell them, right? They're going to say, sounds good. And now you can start asking questions, right? And then do that. Challenge them. Really make sure that it's a good fit for them. Have them say it back to you as well and have an understanding, not just them to have an understanding, but also for you to have an understanding that what you're offering them is actually truly a good service. And when you're on the same page that this doesn't make sense to not move forward and that timing isn't a problem and then they're ready right now and they need this, is waiting 3 more months really going to help them? No, it's not. And you know that, right? Now, if you at the very end of your call, you're being super pushy, they're like, who the heck is this person? Because you're being nice the whole time. You're being way too nice the whole time. And at the end of the day, I started this video by showing that example because I'm sure we've all faced that before, and it almost seems impossible to overcome. It sounds perfectly reasonable. Hey, I don't make decisions on the first call, right? And of course, you could have, what do you need to make a decision, right? You can go over all this stuff, but that's actually not what they're saying in this example. When somebody says that, they're really saying, I just met you. I don't trust you yet. That is really what they are saying. And wanted to cover this video just to cover this one objection deeply. Every video I make, I try and make the video around something that I wish someone told me sooner. If you aren't aware of this, I hope you find this helpful. If you like this type of video, I have every single sales recording video. I use Loom and it automatically records every recording. So I have hundreds of videos. Lots of cool objection handling. If you want me to show raw clips, let me know. But basically, the goal of this is to provide value at the end of the day. So let me know in the comments what you want to see. Subscribe if you like it. And yeah, that's really the purpose of the video. If you're selling something under $3,000 a month, it's one call close or it's not going to happen. That really needs to be the mindset. So, all right.